Alright, good to go then. Oh, it should be right. I'm just launching. Alright. Catch up. Coming at you live from down at the Lions Den Lightwood Park for today's, well, it's the final game of round 11 of the PS4 Victory League. It sees Kingborough Lions, who are currently in 4th position, up against top of the pops Warriors for 3 crucial points. Close. G'day.
Live streams.
Alright, cheers, thank you. Coming at you live from the Lions Den Lightwood Park for the final match of the round 11 of PlayStation 4 Victory League action. It's Kingborough Lions hosting ladder leaders Olympia FC Warriors in what is a fascinating clash between two teams, both for different reasons. Kingborough, of course, coming off a crushing defeat in the Lacasille Monday, and Olympia with the opportunity to dash 7 points from FFT, bringing this one live to you with the best in the business. Andrew Rooster calling. How are you, mate?
Yeah, very good for myself, Damien. It's good to be down here at the Den with you for a huge clash to round out the 11th round of the season. Two very hungry teams I think we'll see out there today. The Lions, well, they had their colours lowered on Monday in the Cup final. There's no two ways about it. They were smashed by South Hobart, and they'll be certainly looking for a response today. But they've got a very tough ask against an Olympia side with a real opportunity to go 7 points clear atop the table here after South Hobart's slip-up. Surprising slip-up at that against Launceston City yesterday. So a 7-point buffer at this stage of the season. You're not going to win it that much, but it's going to be very hard. It's going to take some serious chasing from the rest of the pack. The Zebras jumping point for South Hobart yesterday, and Kingborough, if they were to cause the upset, could be doing the same today. But certainly Olympia will go in as a comfortable. We're nearing kick-off here as the Lions looking to redeem themselves. Olympia, though, certainly if they play like South Hobart didn't really get the pressure on that back four, they're going to go in as warm favourites, and I just wonder if they've learned a thing or two from watching South Hobart. They really pressed hard. We were off here at the Den as Kingborough looking to get it forward, but coming back the other way is Daru. They'll spread it out wide, that's easily cut off now. Kicky there to head it in. Goes forward. And trying to get in behind Mr. Karras. And in the end, a foul is adjudged by the referee.
You're right, Drewster. And a little reprieve for Kingborough. Interesting to see a change in between the sticks for Lions. It looks like Davey. And there's also been another change with Galante, who obviously had a bit of a dog of the day on Monday. I think Callum Pass put it best when he said Darcy Hall ran him a bath. It was a real struggle for Galante up against Darcy Hall that just ran rampant. Comes here to Hoy, he tries an early effort. Davey's not caught off guard, he collects grateful arms, pumps long from the edge of his box. It's a long looping for Billy G, Gasparinatus. They collide in the middle, Olympia come out through Hickey. It's there for Vandermeer. Looks to chip one over the top looking for Wadawa. It eludes Pearce, and Wadawa looks to break away. The big stalk gets in, gets a foot on it. Wadawa comes back across and forces it out off the boot of Cuthbertson. It's out for a throw-in. Already, Drewster, we're seeing exactly what you spoke about. The pace to burn out wide in the wide areas is exploited. Maybe some deficiencies in that Lions defence. It's pumped forward from Pearce in the bullseye. Gasparinatus wins well. It's there for Vidal. He just chips ahead of himself and looks to run onto it, but he's put it straight into Paradisus, who collects at the edge of his box. Geez, he's been good since taking the #1 mantle. Pumps long over the head of Securus. It's won by Pierce, but he's more or less gifted it to Olympia, although confusion in the end. Comes from Hickey to Wadawu, threads through, finds Hoy, wants to cut back and it's out for a corner.
Yeah, all one-way traffic here to start the game. Olympia firmly on top, looking to get in behind. Shea Hickey, as he so often is, instrumental in midfield starting these attacks. The tall timber is getting forward in Holmes and Van der May. It's going to be Gavin Hoy to take. And doesn't clear the first man, and Vidal's able to clear that. And then Billy G will flick it wide, but it's all Olympia out wide. Just got to throw in here. So to get them in early on. Promising start from Olympia. The Lions certainly with a point to prove after the disappointment of Monday. So far, Olympia on top of this one. Turner presenting short, but he's ignored, and they go deeper from the down. Now Watkins on it. He surged through the midfield, but Holmes was in. Strongly break that one up. His pass is just too far ahead of Wadawa, I reckon, and he chases after it in vain. But see Watkins looking to get on the runs early. Wasn't able to do that enough on Monday. Didn't see nearly enough of the ball. Was shut down by South Hobart. He's a key man to his side's fortunes. Pearce lobs it forward. Turner on the ball. So he was nullified by Lazinski in that game. I wonder if Olympia will similarly sit someone on him, because we saw how the midfield did struggle when they shut down Jack Turner, such a dominant figure in there. But if his influence can be nullified, he really leaves a big hole in his side.
Good to see Kieran Dale out there. There's some concern over him last week coming off, and there were apparently stub marks on the knees from a challenge with Lazinski. Good to see he's out there, and obviously it wasn't too bad, which is good. In that midfield for Kingborough Lions as well. And midfield's more or less where the game's going to be won in the most part, Drewster, as most games of football are. Two midfields just chock full of talent. Olympia's probably got the bragging rights of the best comp as the throw-in comes in from Gasparinados, one from Holmes. It's down for Lee. He can propel them forward. He can only meet Gasparinados. He traps down from Hickey. It comes to Wadawu, nicks in, looking for Securus, and Gasparinados races away, but he's offside. Yeah, as I was saying, Olympia probably got bragging rights to the best midfield in the comp. They've got Hickey, who's a real pivot for them in there. They've got Mearns, who's been a real bolter this year. He's just gone from strength to strength, and Hoy, who's come in and had an impact in the role. So, but just the same, Kingborough Lions are a midfield with a lot of quality, and if they put it together, they're pretty fearsome on paper as well. As it comes from Van der May, we can get one over the top. It's one from Pierce, but he sees it out, and out for a throw in.
So Olympia, the numbers in the box here. 4 from there for this throw. Billy will take. Plenty of movement. Usually goes to Dalu, he's got Pierce for company. Here comes Simon, he wins the corner. He gets the desired result there, and Hoy will wander across to take this one. The Kingborough back 4 under some ball pressure. They're pretty well suited to dealing with the big stalk, and certainly a tall defence. So Hoy certainly not in any rush here. There's no real great pace to the game early on. Not a lot of sting in it just yet. They're just feeling each other out.
Interesting to see Neymar a little bit.
It is interesting to see Neymar on the bench here. He did have a good influence on the contest in his last start, but Wadara restored to his starting spot as Mearns tries to drive one from range. Looked to feed one's over hit, but it does speak to the dearth of attacking options that they've got, really. If they can leave someone like Gustafsson on the bench, and I think we'll expect to see him feature in the second half, maybe for half an hour or so off the pine. Certainly puts pressure on the attacking midfielders, and Hoy, Wadawu, those types, because if they don't perform, they've got a placement to come in with Giles teams. A little bit quiet in the last couple of weeks, perhaps Giles, after starting off the season. It's a red hot form, but with the talent he possesses, Holmes wins the header and then crashing there, following up with Holmes and Hickey. Now Turner, looked to do it all himself, and just drops the shoulder in there. A very strong figure to shake off the ball in his turner. In the end, foul adjudged by the referee. Well, certainly I'll showing that he's up for the contest early, Damien.
Yeah, loved it, to be honest. A young player like that, just getting involved in the hustle and bustle and throwing his weight around. It's good to see. Olympia haven't started too bad in this contest. They're probably on top early days. Their issue in recent weeks, Rooster, has been cutting edge. They just haven't had any. Comes along for Hickey, falls, comes out for Darwin, plays in for Hoy, just to lose him with a timely little nod from Hedge. Down. On the left he looks to cross in, but he has it cut off and it's out for a deep throw in, I think, in the finish. These Lions look to crowd the box. Turner barking some instructions. Looking to get organised down here at the den. Throw in. It's down for Miles again. It's there for Hoy. He tries a shot and it's defiantly cut off by the big store. Agriculturally just helps it out. So another one for Hoy. He's I like the look of Hoy, but I must admit what we've seen of him has been in glimpses. Brewster, he hasn't put a complete performance together, not in our viewing at least, and I think that's shared by McNeil in recent weeks. As it comes in from Hoy, it's one from Hedge, down for Isles, just nudges it Hoy's way. He'll try and burst into the box, he breaches the area, it just trickles away from him and it's out for a goal kick. So Davey will have another look at this one.
Hoy just showing his qualities again, teasing early on here. No real clear-cut chance on goal so far through 9 minutes. It's been a pretty cagey affair down here at the den. Olympia are the better of the play, but not to really create anything. Hoy was close to having a golden chance, if not for a little touch there from Hedge earlier as he goes up for it. It's out that battle and Kingborough will win the ball. There's a big storm on it, but hustling and bustling is Sakiris and he almost forces a turnover, but Pierce was there with a cool head and they prevail. Can they now launch a counter-attack? Cullen. That's broken up by Willie. Now Mears will look to play with Darwin. It's a beautifully weighted pass with Darwin goes first time. But there was nothing on us. He needed to hit that ball a bit harder. He had holes at the back. Now showing that trademark turn of pace down the right. Turner, he spreads it out to Billy G. He's got Vandermeer for company. He just waits for support now and charging up the right, but out of play and it'll be a throw in. And there we see the link-up work that Billy G really has become a bit of a trademark. This is a real key figure at the top of the Lions' attack, holding it together, bringing those speedy wingers, those playmakers of Dow and Watkins into the play. And he's going to have a tough physical battle today with Vandermeer. And Holmes is Bedard again, getting a little bit of space. This time his cross is again short, deflected unconvincingly. Here of the day again, and Bedard was sold Hickey short, and Watkins is over the launch and he was brought down rather cruelly, and that's a pretty easy one for the referee there.
It was pretty clear cut, Brewster. Moons didn't come in with a heap of intent to get the pill. It was more just to shut down that quick burst that we see from Watkins from time to time, and when it happens, it's electrifying. It's Pierce over the ball. It's an interesting ball out onto the left, finds Cohen. It's worked out okay in the finish. He puts it into the box, get it away from Vandermeer, off the side of Mearns' boot and out of play. So Lions keep it in their half. Their attacking half, and it's Pierce who I think it might be his first start with Palmer also in the defence, or for quite some time anyway. Comes to Watkins, puts it over the top, looks to run onto it. Mearns comes across, cuts it off, and it's out of play. So a few changes for the Lions that went down 4-0 on Monday. That must burn Drewster, I reckon. And Colin Robbins and his charges are pretty determined to show that that's not a true indication of how the Lions play their football.
Certainly got a point to prove, and they'll look to craft something with the corner here. Whip it in near post, and it's behind for a goal kick in the end. Yeah, you're right, they've really got a point to prove. They're a proud football club, the Lions, and they were disappointed, particularly with the strong home support they brought down. But as we saw yesterday with Launceston City, about anyone could beat anyone in this league on their day. Olympia won't be reading too much into that. I think the place that I wouldn't expect. It's flicked on towards Securis, but getting in first was the big stalk in the left where Danny Cummins in space. He looks to drive inside, but Willie was there to see him off. And nothing passed from Pearson then, and Olympia can counter. Waddell has been busy early days. They've really looked to feed him down the right. Boy, pass there. Well, that was not so good there. Bit of a disappointing one in the end. Billy G unable to control it, so it won't matter. Olympia will be able to retain the ball. He will just slide it back there to Alex Holmes, the captain. Looks up, sees 3 against 1 out here on the right hand side, so a smart pass. Miles looking to feed his man in there, but the offside flag was raised. Again, danger repelled. Nothing in the way of chances in the opening 30 minutes. We've not had a shot on goal, I don't think, of any night. It's been pretty scrappy football, and looking like it might just be one of those days where there'll be a few chances, so if you get them, you're going to have to take them. As Palmer, it's a slightly under-hit free kick and easily repelled. He'll get a chance for the throw-in now. There's not nothing really to speak of in the way of tempo out there. It's
Stop-start.
very stop-start, very slow pace, driving, putting their influence on. His Isles, one man who can certainly do that. Olympia at the moment quite happy to just patiently build up. Holmes plays it in for Securis, dropping in. He looked to feed Woolley, but sold a little bit short. Cullen was there to put him off, and he'll go out for a throw-in.
Woolley brings it back into play. Not about throw, looking for Hoy. Waddell is the one that got on the end of it, and then Hedge, and then down. It's with Watkins. Pace, no, he opts to chip over the top. Finds Gasparinados. He's got Holmes for company. He's going to nip inside of him. Holmes gets a foot in, but it's still with Gasparinados. And then it's Woolley who comes across to see the danger out. And I think it's out for another corner. So Kingborough doing okay in this one. Are the brightest, but they're getting into this contest, as Drewster said. Nothing in the way of clear-cut chances so far. It's been pretty dour. See what happens as the game progresses. Through the 15th minute, of course, as it's driven in off the head of the big stalker back post. Puts his hands in the head straight away because I think he knew that was quite the opportunity. Rose high at the back post. He didn't have anyone too close to him, and he got a fair piece of it, Drewster, but it's just gone the wrong side of the post for Kingborough.
Yeah, first real chance of the game there. Certainly had the height advantage there, the big stalk. Unable to just get over the ball low, just ballooned it wide. An opening, and certainly an area they might look to exploit the set pieces today, Kingborough. Just a real chance of note goes their way. Still 0-0 though. Securis hustling and busting. He's dropping really deep early in this game. Really hanging off the last man. He's charging up along halfway, trying to get involved. Trying to set the tone for the team. Throw-in comes. Turner flicking on. Easily cleared by Amanda May. Working midfield by Pearce. Turner plays it to Billy G. Turns onto his left, immediately surrounded by 3 white shirts, and Burns slid in well, but it fell only as far as Watkins, and that's an ugly effort from Watkins. He's better than that. He was disappointed with that one. He really chose the wrong option. He tried to drive into the box there, I think, rather than opting for the long range hit on the left. He never looked like scoring. That's a pretty ugly goal kick too. That really speaks about the game at the moment. It's a scrappy, ugly, and dour was the word you used. Dour was probably the appropriate one. Very dour affair out there. Not some basic errors being made. Both teams perhaps just a bit of a Sunday stupid at the moment, needing to lift themselves out of it.
This can often happen down at the Den. It's a place that has been feared over the journey, and can often end up in a bit of a mad scrap, and that's what's happening so far. It's nothing overly pretty for either side. Trying for Woolley, the big Woolley mammoth goes down the line, the stalk cuts it off, see there. A couple of creatures in their natural habitat there. The big woolly mammoth goes again down the line and Dale cuts this one off. So they pick up some territory, Olympia. With any great conviction though, it's a throw for Woolly, down it goes. Finds the Dale, but Pierce sweeps away. Now for another throw-in. Interesting to see Galante toss to the throughout the year. He's actually been one of their players of promise, I think, Kingborough, but he certainly had an average afternoon. I think if they bring him off the bench, he's someone that can maybe have an impact in attacking areas as the ball comes into the box, swept away by head and out of play. He's someone that can operate at full back or in more advanced areas as a full blow unit. Throwing now. Down from Woolly, there for Securis, he drops it off for Dawi. Dawi battles in with Pierce, and Pierce wins out. Scurries out of clearance, but it's out for a corner, so Olympia loom large here as Isles struts over to sweep it in. Crowded box. Pile their hide in as Vandermeer and Holmes just marching closer to the 6-yard area. Isles can deliver a long raking ball. Of course, signed to South Melbourne not long ago. And it's a good ball. Somehow gets over the back of the crowded 6-yard box. Holmes looked like he had his number on it. Came across and it was met well, but it just trickled over the back. And in the end, Kingborough somehow escaped. I think Gaspanov's in the end forced it out. So it'll be another corner, this time from the opposite side. Hoy's got his name on this one. Gavin Hoy, the Canadian, can hit a nice ball. Will these be one of those? We're sold here as the ball's put in. It's won by Holmes, but down for Vidal. He feeds it ahead for Watkins. A bit of trouble. Griffiths wins, and they might be straight back in the action here, Olympia. Hoy tries to beat a couple. By Dale, comes to Watkins. He tries to switch it right up. His effort's blocked. Woolly clears beyond halfway, won by Dale, and it's there for Turner if he can beat moves to it, he does. In the end, in his efforts, he's lost the ball and given it to Isles. Races away, plays for Hoy, tries to find Wadawu. Wadawu was far from happy that he wasn't found because he was in acres of space out of here on the right. Turner bustles into Griffiths, and there's a whole lot of bustling going on as Palmer comes into the back of Isles, and Olympia will have a free kick.
Very much hustle and bustle, bogged down game. Olympia threatening with those in-swinging corners. Obviously, Kingborough without the usual number one, the big Dunkaroo in goal. So that's the worst idea to just test the metal of the backup keeper by swinging a few into the 6-yard box and really paying dividends. It's early at Holmes, that man missed a chance. Gets a foot in, and the Dow goes tumbling to the deck, and it's a bit of a softie there from the referee. They'll take it. We're look to build now down this right-hand side. Dale standing over it. Offering short. So nice to ignore that. And now he might go more long and direct. Billy G's in space at the back post. Won't get to him though. Holmes repels. Now Hickey, ahead of Securis, but rising highest was the big stalk. Now Turner with an interesting effort to say the least there, trying to wrap a volley round a defender from 30 yards. And tame effort in the end. So Olympia driving forward now, playing more direct. Here's Isles on the ball. He's got Palmer for company. He gets over and just won the physical battle there and sees it out for a goal kick. So well done by Palmer, dropping back. Wins the one-on-one with Isles there. Good idea from Olympia to just move it a little bit more directly. They've not really created anything yet, so the ball moving a bit. Goal kick's taken. Holmes will be favourite for this one, but he just eases the header over the back. So the line's there and Hedge deals with it. He drop back and yeah, the roll all the way back to the keeper. Secures pressure. Is that a back pass? Is the question asked by a few. And this is the referee. Belts it along in the end, Holmes with another header. So we'll lose many of them today as Woolly just hoofs it forward to an offside Securis again. This game is being bogged down. It's an ugly affair at the Den so far. Nothing in the way of chances. A couple couple of crosses from corners almost resulted in headed goals, but from open play, absolutely zilch. As a slice of cheese is produced here for Shay Hickey, I think, as they look to try and take it quickly. So the first booking of the game goes against Olympia. And it'll be a set piece opportunity for the Lions. Can they find something from this? They'll shift the big bodies forward again. Most likely from the set piece. He plays at the back post. Holmes' big body was there as a volleyed effort. To now looking to get forward to Olympia, and Wadawa is in acres of space. They're broken here. It's all opened up. Wadawa into the box. He goes himself and drives it over the top. Probably should have done better. He had Sakiris in the middle. A great opening, and Wadawa just didn't get his head down over that one. The first clear-cut chance of the game goes to Olympia, but it's not to be. It remains 0-0. Gilly, I just feel like he should have done a bit better there.
Should have been on target, that one. He hit it pretty sweetly, but the trajectory that the ball was flying on was never going to test David goal or end up in the back of the net. As Stork clears now, and it's over the top of the Olympia defence. It's there for Watkins. He lets it run off Holmes' boot, and it's out for a corner. So we might be able to make Olympia pay in the most cruel fashion here if they can grab one of their own. Watkins from the right. Whips in. It's there in the box. Hedge tries to meet. It's over the top. Down. It's blocked by Holmes. Cries for handball. Play goes on. It's driven out from Hickey to Hoy. He holds up play. Waits for his runners, and that comes through Hickey. There for Sakiris in his own half. Spills out the end off Turner, and Sakiris tries to get things moving. Hickey into the middle through traffic. The Stork gets it out of the Kingborough defensive half. Out for a throw-in, so approaching halfway, Woody. Down for Hoy. Looks inside. Dale gets a foot in. It's there for Hickey. Hoy to Mearns, and there again for Hoy as he receives the 1-2. It's swept through nicely for Sakiris. Cut off. And a desperate effort from Pearce is sent back from Hickey. It's in congestion. Turner in the end just heaves it clear and out onto the right. Now looks to go on one of those explosive runs, but the line cuts that run short, and it's out of play for a throw-in.
Another moment of quality there from Gavin Hoy, feeding Sakiris in his first touch. Just a bit heavy, but Hoy's clever when he's operating in behind there, just behind the striker, feeding balls through. I'd love to see him get more of it in his advanced position as Isles is after that one, but Hedge was there to sit behind for yet another corner. So Olympia starting to build, starting to press here. 25 minutes into this encounter. So Hoy will look to swing another one in. 4 men to pick out in the box. Isles and Mears just lurking outside. Vandermeer, Holmes, the tall timber, and Holmes was after it, but Big Stork got there, fell to Mears, puts his hand on his head and says, yeah, probably should have done better with that one. Wasn't his best effort. Again, harmlessly behind, so the keeper's been tested yet. We've had a save to be made as of yet. Nil the score here. 26 minutes down at the end. High start Olympia can open up a 7-point buffer today. For the Lions, a win would move them in a point of south, second spot. So plenty to play for. This one's just Holmes, as we've been doing all day, gets there in the header and just goes back with ease to Paradisus. He launches along the Big Stork, let it go over his head, and might have let in Sakiris, but took an awkward bounce and a cover. Good header one by Danny Cullen, but only as far as Hickey. He's Mearns now, looking to play in Sakiris, but again, it was the Stork captaincy dominating the air. It's been the story of the game so far. Centre back's winning everything early. Here's Vidal in some space. Now he charges into the box, but it's well cut out and bounces off the corner flag for a throw in the end. So they avoid the corner. Again, both teams have got those fast players up top, so if they do see over-committing up top, there are chances for the break, but it's been bogged down in midfield so far largely. Billy G going to stride across and take this one for the Lions.
Getting some feedback that the stream's a little bit glitchier than normal. We're going a lower res today just due to necessity. We can't get it as high as we'd like. As Gasparinatus with a long throw, it comes off the head of Hedge and it's wide to the left. If we can't get the resolution we usually go out at, so do be patient. Hopefully things get better, but hope you enjoy the coverage all the same. This Paradisus will take this goal kick. Bombs long and strong. Approaching halfway, it's won by turnover. Out into vacant space, rolls out of play for another throw in. So this rather sloppy, start-stoppy game that we've had for the bulk of the half continues for us.
Yeah, certainly not a game for the purists so far, that's for sure. But still plenty of time. If that man Gavin Hoy can get on the ball a bit more, we might see some magic yet. That one flies over the head of Sekiris. Through to the keeper, and again, nothing doing here. They'll launch it wide. I don't know if that's going to stay in play. He'll have some work to do. Indeed, it was too much of a task to hold down. Able to move forward quickly, but Hedge was there. Cuthbertson have cut out everything so far. Here's but down now, looking to get him behind. It was Billy G, sorry. Looking to get him behind Van der May, who has infringed him in the process. So yet another free kick. He's adding to the stop-start nature of the game. There's no real tempo out there. It's going to be Dale over the ball. In the tall timber. Saunters forward. He looks to pick it out, but rising highest once again was Alex Holmes. He's been a colossus back there so far. I think he's lost an aerial battle all day. His turn has passed. Straight out of play, so the quality just not there at the moment. These teams not at their best. Woolley with the throw in for Olympia. Go down the line. Look how deep Security is. Progressively dropped deeper and deeper as the game's gone on. He's really been starved of any service, which has caused it. But he's getting you position half here to receive the ball. Side. Clearly number 9 will be a bit further up the field. Certainly man you want involved in your attacking play and you can play that link man role, but he's not going to create too many chances that deep. The game has certainly been bogged down, it's been mined in midfield, which is causing it. Another set piece. As they'll launch this one centrally, Holmes. Always man Billy G down, but no foul there. Is Cohen looking to get him behind Woolley, and both players appealing for it, and it'll be an Olympia throw-in in the end, so Woolley wins that duel. Take the throw-in. Slowly waiting for options, and in there. Hoy on the ball, looks to find Wazawa, receives the 1-2 and he's bustled over. Surely a foul against Dean Watkins. Really was, as Olympia looked to get this moving quickly, but Holmes looks up and really a few. Pierce is over and nipping ahead of Wadawu. Here's Watkins and he sold his man a little bit short. Pierce and Dawu flying in. Another throw in. This time it's going to be Billy G to heave it. Certainly a fine exponent of the throw in. He gives him a fair old roost. Pierce with it though. Go short. Watkins flicked on. Thought maybe Mearns got in his back a little bit. Play on, says the referee though. The big stall whips in ahead of Sekiris and then feeds it to Palmer. He just gave it straight up to Shea Hickey. Yeah, it's a really good pass. And now got Sekiris in on the angle. Getting a piece of it, getting his boot below his hedge. Good defensive play there. Maybe just taking a fraction too long there in attack Olympia, but first real opening we've had in a while, but well defended by Hedge.
It was well done by the big hedgehog, but Olympia will be disappointed they didn't bag a goal then. It was a good break, albeit off a Kingborough error from defence to midfield, gifted the ball, and they probably should have made the most of it. Turned in from Isles, just blocked on the line by Palmer. It came off the head of Holmes. A spectacular little effort. I'm not sure whether it was the keeper or Palmer. As Drewser rightly points out, the keeper probably has to go for that one. He was well within the 6-yard box where he nodded the ball, Alex Holmes, and Palmer, just right place, right time, blocks it, but that could have easily been 1-0 Olympia as they get a piece from a foul wide on the left-hand side. Hoy over it. He spells danger for Lions. If I'm honest, Drewster, starting to really pile on the pressure, Olympia.
In the 6-yard box,
Pile the numbers in too. Holmes is there, looming again, marking him. It's lofted into the centre, stalked wings. Down for Sekiris, who finds Hickey. They might try and enter again here, Olympia. Hickey long and strong, and Davey out this time and collects rather strongly. Steadied the ship here, the Lions. Absorbed a fair bit of pressure in the last couple of minutes. It's pumped long over the back of Hickey. He tries an acrobatic effort to cut it off. Lions win it back through Watkins to Cohen. Hickey loses to Turner, but manages to mop up. A little bit of help from his skipper, Alex Holmes. With Woolley now. Ingestion to Isles, who has it robbed off him by Pearce. He gives and goes, but it's out of Woolley and out for another throw-in. So Kingborough looking to try and make Olympia pay here after a couple of almost moments. Comes into the Kingborough box, down for Gasparinatos. He turns and puts it at back post, and Vidal's there and he misses. It's a howler, a sitter for Vidal. He really missed it. It was well wide, metres wide in the finish. Beautiful, something from nothing really from Kingborough. Came down for Gasparinatos. He turned and rid of the back post. Vidal usually eats those ones up and just rockets them into the back of the net. On that occasion, he's put it miles wide and Olympia escape.
I think Alex Holmes will be breathing a very big sigh of relief there. It was his long ball straight up in the air that allowed Billy G in. Vidal just had to score that one there. As Olympia charging forward now will look to really rub it in, and a big stalk getting a foot in ahead of Sekiris. He's offside anyway, but so far the big stalk Cuthbertson. Up until that error a moment ago from home, you should say he and Cuthbertson probably the best players on the pitch.
One of his better games this year.
He's certainly been getting in ahead of the Olympia players. He's been winning in the air. And it really should be 1-0 Lions. Vidal uncharacteristically missing a great chance. They should have scored. It sums up, I suppose, the quality of this contest so far. Hasn't been there. It wasn't there at the finishing. Jack Turner plays it to Palmer. Short passing here, that was good, and charging forward is Palmer now. Can he get there out of Holmes? He can't. It's too big a touch at Holmes. Just takes a rather spectacular tumble. He really can draw the contact and wins the free kick, and the pressure will be relieved. It remains 0-0, 35 minutes into this contest, down at the Den. Just a couple of chances. Been a heap of them, but both teams could certainly claim they should be 1-0 ahead, so they could take their chances. And if I'm Olympia, I'm looking to just crosses into the area, backup keeper in there today, and he hasn't shown a lot of conviction or willingness to go for the high ball. He's happy to let his centre. Could be a good avenue to goal for Olympia. So the launch along, here's Hoy. Dangerous when he's been able to get time on the ball. The attacking third, hasn't been a lot of it. Here's Sekiris now. Plays it back from Mearns. Immediately Billy G drops back and fouls him. And fouls in this one so far. A very scrappy old affair. Holmes to Vandermeer. He'll look to to go with Darwood. He's got Pierce for company. It'll roll out behind. It's going to stay in play. Pierce leads Darwood to the ball and just sees it out. So the Olympia throwing in an advanced position. Darwood and Billy. Link up here. And we'll defer to Good Friday, will he? And fine. Going into the box here for does. Just lightly handles it and relieves the pressure.
Does relieve the pressure, and it's just one of those errors that didn't need there, Olympia, but we're working on the stream as well. Apparently joining us isn't due to the resolution, so we're just trying to work things out there. I think Ash, behind the scenes, remotely trying to figure things out. As Cuthbertson clears well, and it's out off with Dalu in the finish, and out for a throw in. So far so good as far as Kimborough's defence. With the league a goal. Billy Gasparinados, we had him in for media this week, Drew's press conference. He spoke about Kimborough's deficiencies being pretty clear cut. Haven't had a clean sheet in the league all year, which is pretty damning. So far so good in that respect. Willie throws down the line, straight to Pierce. He's the only one there, but Wadowie nips in and almost he gets ahead of himself. Thought he was going to race away with it, and the line takes it. It's out of play. The other one for Gasparinados. He holds it up. He battles in there with Mearns, gets a footing, just nips at him. Looks a little bit angry there. Big Dean Watkins, a big Miley Cyrus fan. It's clipped him. And a fair piece of Mearns. Good battle in there between those two. Good young players on the rise.
It's been a tough battle, scrappy, but flying in hard. Some big names in midfield today. Watkins, Turner, Hickey, Mearns is easily dealt with. There's Vidal, and if that miss is still playing on his mind. Woolley looked to just nip it in behind Pierce there, but he's been very solid at the fullback. Vidal in behind him, and he's engaging just about everything so far. Looking a lot more organised out there than they were on Monday night, and indeed for a lot of the season. Defensively, you can see it's a clear emphasis. There's a lot of barking of orders going on. Sekiris looks to cut inside. He's beating a few. This might open up now. Back post. Oh, he's all alone, but getting across there was Hedge. He's been solid, and he just timed that slide perfectly. It was Sekiris just able to dance around a couple that drew defenders to him, but opened up the space, sucked them in, and allowed Hoy to be completely unmarked. Just as he thought he had an opening, sliding across was Hedge, and he and the big Storm Cuthbertson have been rocked so far at the back for the Lions. But they have looked a little bit suspect, the Lions, under the corner so far. Holmes has been giving him troubles. Can they deal with this one? Again, it's an in-swinger, and the keeper didn't know whether to come or go. He left it. It's going to fall for eyes, is it? No. Hickey, he combated as always, and sliding him was Cohen. Just about won the day. This will be easily cut off. Sekiris, managed to get that one in the end? No, I don't think so. There you go, kick.
More social media comments with regard to Emmanuel Sekiris' hairdo. One tweet has asked whether he's auditioning for a 90s boy band. That's an interesting bit of input. Looks like he's had even more work done to that salad. It comes along from Davey to Daly. It works hard to try and keep it in. In the end, he gives it to Olympia, and Daly puts it ahead of Sekiris, but unfortunately it rolls out of play and out for a goal kick. So Davey has a chance to redeem on this effort. Young goalkeeper, who of course didn't feature last week when they had Leamy and Duncan in goal. So I have to ask Colin Robbins what the go is there, but so far so good for Davey. He gets plenty on this one. Beyond halfway, Gasparinados collides with two. He does well in the finish, but Kudawa gets a 3 to win. Only for an instant. Pierce gets involved and sees it out of play. We're going to throw in now. Chested down from Colin nicely. Finds Turner. Moved along by Watkins there for Gasparinados. His touch lets him down a fraction. Woolley sends it out. Good battle back there so far, Drew. Gasparinados up against the tall timber of the Olympia defence. Cohen as well in those battles. Good physicality involved. As it comes to that man Gasparinados, he tussles with a former teammate Hickey. Hickey more or less kicked him from looks of it. But Olympia went out with a throw-in. Woolley down the line. It's there for the double. If he can beat Hedge to it, he can't. Pearce nudges along for Hedge, who's in uncharted waters. Digs along, he's getting adventurous. Comes to Cohen. Turns inside, it's cut off. And back for Dale. Finds Turner. Oh, it's worrying here for Kingborough, but they do okay in the finish. Driven along by Stork, it's over the top. Cohen should track it down out on the left-hand side. Nips past his marker at Vandermeer, and that's a slice of cheese every day of the week. Comes across. Pretty cynical effort. He wasn't ever thwarting the attack. It was just to cut it off and make sure that Cohen didn't sweep a ball into the box. Gives Olympia a chance to prepare their defence for what comes, but slice of cheese and Vandermeer into the book.
No difficulties for the referee with that one. Slice of cheese every day of the week. Another set piece opportunity here. Threatened occasion from the set pieces in the Lions. Up from the Vidal chance, really created anything too clear cut. We'll tease one of the back post. Paradises comes and gets a fist on it. Flicks out in the end. We get their Turner, a rampaging bull. He's in there fighting hard. He'll get the ball now. Can he pick a teammate out? He goes to the back post. It's a good ball. And it might fall kindly. See who that was. It wasn't at all hit well in the end. Danny Cohen, I think, didn't make the cleanest of contacts, but again, obviously wide. And just that quality in the final third lacking. Wouldn't surprise me if this ends 0-0, to be honest, the way it's going. I don't think there's going to be too many goals in it. Actually, one of these chances might get taken, but pretty ugly old affair. Sekiris is again slinging and busting, but once more getting a kick in the way with the big score, Kid and Hedge. This game's really suited them. A couple of times they've been put under significant pressures when the counter-attacks have broken, they've only moving forward. And they've been put under pressure there, but while they've been able to sit back and Olympia try to pass and build up play at them, it's just not really worked. This one might get to Boy at the back stick, but it's getting a boot in there was Palmer. Goes out of play, and again Olympia will take the throw in, looking to move it quickly as we approach half time here. We're about to tick into out of time. Can't imagine there'll be much of that. Dale got in there and surely fouled in the process. Right. Was indeed he is, so that will again break up the play. There's been a lot of fouls, a lot of tactical fouling going on out there. Very scrappy affair. Dale used to be alright. Palmer will take the free kick, and I can't see there being more than a minute of added time here, really. Indeed, there won't even be that. 20 seconds is all we get, and that brings an end to a pretty dour affair here at the Den. 0-0, a fitting scoreline. Both teams have had a good chance, maybe two good chances in Olympia's case, to take the lead, but neither have been able to seize that chance. And in between those rare moments in attack, it's been pretty ugly football, bogged down in midfield for the most part. Not a clash for the purists. It's been a day where the defences have been firmly on top, not been tested enough. The best players, if you go through them, you'd have to say they're all defenders. I've liked Pearce, I've liked the big Stork, I've liked Hedge in particular from the Lions, like Vandermeer, Holmes, Hickey. Pretty solid for Olympia. We'll be looking for answers in the second half. How can they get that creative spark? It might be that it's a Neymar who comes off the bench, provides that spark. He touched on maybe Galante coming on the lines. I'm not sure, I haven't seen the full team sheet of my man, Jai David.
No, he's crossed. He's gone from Kingborough.
He's gone. Well, there certainly won't be Jai David then, I'm informed. I'm not sure he'll be able to bring on. I think the Lions will be happy the longer this scrappiness goes on. I think it plays into their hands, because Olympia will be the more desperate for 3 points, I would have thought. They might overcommit. And then you've got the likes of Watkins, you've got the likes of Vidal who can hit you on the counter. But you've got to say, Damien, it's been a half really devoid of too much quality.
Yeah, very little quality. Some decent defensive stuff in there, but for the most part, it's been pretty ugly. I think, as you've rightly touched on, the defensive players are the ones that have stood out because it's that sort of affair. There's no real nice. There hasn't been too many nice pieces of build-up, and not too many chances. To be honest, there's a couple there for Olympia, and maybe one real one of note for Kingborough, where Vidal should have buried it. And apart from that, it's been a pretty quiet half. One that Kingborough probably are pretty happy with, if I'm honest. 0-0 at the break up against the later leaders, although it's not pretty, and although they probably aren't playing the football they'd like to, they'll take that every day of the week. If they can come out of this clash with a point, it's a big response for them.
Yeah, I think after the 4-0 thumping that Cops in the cup final, to be able to hold out and steady the ship against the Warriors and not concede to them will be pleasing, because they were a bit of a leaky boat, you have to say. And they seem to have addressed that. They haven't had the moments in attack really, but I think Vidal will be the one who will be shaking his head. He knows he should have scored, and he puts that away 1-0. That's all they want. They don't need to create a heap of chances if they can create a clear-cut chance like that and take it in the second half. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. One goal may well be enough to take the chocolates today. It might open up in the second half, maybe some tired players out there, maybe some subs. Maybe the managers change things up, but from what we've seen so far, it's hard to see this being a goal fest. It's certainly not like some of the games we've seen down here at the Den this season, where it's been pretty much open slather. But certainly shut that down today. So we might take a break here at the Den and be back with you for the second half action. 0-0 the score.
Shit, we'll talk about it. Nothing's happened. Well, there's a few good chances to be fair, but right, let's one more time. This is going to be bloody. Where is the scoreboard one? This. where he is.
Maybe I should ring him.
Yeah.
Ash, are you at home? Oh, you come down the middle of the highway, your wife's driving and you're ticking around, eh? Oh, so where are you now?
Oh, I just feel okay. Oh,
Fabian Meredith.
Real the lettuce farm, I reckon.
If they want to have an impact on Scott. He's a hit and miss type player. When he's on, he got really on. He should have come on and come on. Especially when Heated went down 3-0 and you might as well just throw caution and throw another attack right. Yeah.
I didn't realise in Oldridge, he was their best player. And it's like, oh, that's in playing Metro.
Yeah. Joe David's from the Union, I think. Are we, back with the second half of this round 11 PlayStation 4 Victory League clash. Kingborough Lions and Olympia currently locked at 0-0. It's been a pretty ugly affair so far. Both teams not playing with great attacking fluency, but hopefully that comes in this second half. Drewster with the second half on the way. It's a good time to look at both team sheets and look what weapons are in the arsenal of either team if they do want to call on their bench to have an impact.
I think we start with Olympia there, and yeah, ace up the sleeves of Olympia is name Staff's not behind the quality he has, and I'd be shocked if I didn't see him getting a run out maybe a bit earlier than the sub might usually be. Because if the game continues the way it's going, I think something has to change, and I don't think McNeil will waste too long before pulling the trigger. Otherwise, Takatsu is a man who could offer some pace down a flank, maybe some fresh legs, in the full-back positions. Could be a move we see, or the lettuce farmer Meredith, the favourite of ours up here in the slice and cheese commentary box, doesn't get the minutes he deserves. I think it's such a talented side with such a stacked midfield ahead of him. But he's a man who could just come off the bench and cause a few headaches for the Lions. So certainly some options for McNeil if he opts to look to his bench, and certainly I wouldn't expect him to be hesitating there to pull the trigger. It's certainly an area they have an advantage over the Lions, I think, with someone who Staffs and sitting on the line.
The Lions, the players that they can call on, Galante, of course, he's been dropped to the bench. He'll have a point to prove if he does come off the bench. He had a tough time at full back. Maybe he can give him something, you know, in a more advanced areas. And also Scott is another one that occasionally when he's on, he is just electrifying, and he gets in that Scott zone where everything he hits just goes straight in the back of the net. So there's another player they can call upon, but I don't think their front three's doing too badly, Kingborough. I think the hustle and bustle of both Cohen and Gasparinados has worked well up against a big bodied Olympia defence, and then you've got Vidal's electric pace. So I think they're alright there. They just need to wrestle some ascendancy in midfield. Turner probably needs to lift his output, and Watkins needs to be on the ball a little bit more in the second half.
Two key men in that Lions line, so key to their side's fortunes. And we're looking for a lift as we're about to get back underway down here at the Den on a rather lazy Sunday afternoon. It's been that sort of performance from both teams, I think. I'm in Sunday mode, not really the impetus or the attacking flair that we've come to associate with Olympia in this first half. We're about to get back underway. Securis and Hoy, he'll get things kicked off for Olympia. We'll pass it back here to Hickey, reliable as ever in that first 45, shooting in the back forward. Broke up plenty of play. Certainly one light showing. He's quickly shifted forward, but that's a second task for the guys. He's never going to get to that one. Easily able to get on that one and launch it more here. Same again. In the first half, was long and strong up the middle towards Billy G. But tough ass beating Holmes in the air, and he won that one. Well done there by Palmer. Won it back to Dale. He goes out edge. He's turned it over though, and Hoy slides it through. Securis will leave forward. Darwood puts the cross in. Oh my word! Far too casual was Isles. Oh, what a chance that was. He just was far too casual. He thought, well, this is a simple tap in, and he's missed a sitter. And that really should be 1-0 Olympia. It was beautiful build-up play. Securis leaving it for Wadawa. We put an inch perfect cross there, and Lukey Isles, you've just got to bury that.
That's a shocker. If Vidal's was bad, what was that? That was, yeah, far out. I would have said 10 times out of 10 he finishes that off. Well, if he's defied that, that is a Barry Crocker from Luke Isles, player that scored some great goals this year. That goes down as an absolute sitter. And Olympia will be hoping it doesn't cost them 3 points today, because you have to get on the score sheet, and cutting edge is something they've lacked in recent times. It was a prominent start from them, but should have ended up with the ball in the back of the net. It didn't. Anyway, play goes on. Vandermeer back for Paradisus. He rockets it down the left. It's picked up from Vidal. He goes on one of those marauding runs. It's there for Gasparinados. Picks out Cohen out on the left-hand side, and he's offside. I tell you what, he finished it off with a plonk. Nice little finish, just tucking it inside the right upright, but he was offside to begin with, so it's all in vain. And Paradisus will be able to drive long and strong from a goal kick. Beyond halfway it goes. Dale wins down. It's there for Gasparinados. If he can beat Holmes to it, he doesn't. It's irrelevant anyways. Gasparinados is offside. Took his time getting back into position, Drewster.
Yeah, he was not expecting him to come back that quickly as they launch one along here and it'll be easily picked off again. So, a lot of creativity shown there, just blasting it straight at the opposition keeper. I think they're better off getting along the deck, trying to link up as they did for that glorious chance they crafted just a minute into this half. It really would have set the tone for the entire half if you score that, and I suppose there's a danger that it goes the reverse and things can drop a little bit. We'll leave the throw now for Olympia. Wondering if we might see Shea Hickey just start to bomb forward a little bit more in this half, as he's want to do, and his team needs a bit of a lift. He's not really a defensive midfielder, but he certainly can get forward and be an attacking force and break things up, stamp himself on the game when his team needs him to. To throw it in now is getting forward was Mearns, but that's easily repelled, and they'll go again. Miles moving into the box for him, and as he goes for Mearns, didn't really know where it was, but kept a hold of it well. Just turn around Dale and wins a corner in the end for his team. So another set piece opportunity. It's going to be Isles to take this. Again, they'll persist with the in-swinging corners. There's a few headaches with them. Can they find the breakthrough in this game? The game does need a The goal to just jolt it to life with a good short corner there for a change. His Isles and he's fed it back and dangerous shot. Fizzed over the top. Must have taken a little bit of a touch on the way through with the shot, and they'll get another corner in the end. Not too far away there from Gavin Hoy.
Yeah, not bad from the Hoy boy. He'll strut over and take the corner, try and swing in something. It's a crowded box and a lot of big bodies in there. There's some big frames on either side. Interesting to see who comes out on top. Hoy whips in, it's average delivery. Comes to the front post and it was Vidal even, Dale that cut off and just sent it the other way. Throwing comes in from Griffiths, Palmer wins it for an instant. Now it's in congestion, up for grabs. They come from all corners and it's there with Badawu. It just trickles away with it. In the end it's swept clear by Dale and out for another corner. So maybe Hoy can seek redemption from this one. Last one was an absolute shocker. He's usually known for some pretty good silver service. He feeds that Warriors attacking pack very nicely. So Griffiths offering short. That must be some sort of sick joke. He's not going to take that. Deliver. Oh, it's another shocker. This one's at Vidal. Vidal just rockets away. The runners come and it's a foot race. This Turner comes well after Woolley. Woolley tracks it down, but Turner's pressure was pivotal. And Griffiths plays down the line, cut from Vidal, and Olympia have it through Hickey in their defence. Vandermeer, they 1-2. Lofts one over. Pierce brings down, stalks on it. Feels rather uneasy, you can tell as Isles closes in. Hedge, far more agricultural in his efforts, just goes, get it out of here. It's in midfield now as they battle around, won by Dale for Kingborough. Only as far as Isles, he puts it into the chest of Pierce, Mearns wins it, holds it up nicely with a little bit of a step over and a bit of flair. It's cut off well in the end by Cohen. Finds Turner, is driven along for Gasparinados, he's gone down for the count, play goes on. With Vidal now, he dinks along, and he uses that explosive speed, plays in with a nice little backheel to Turner. It's over the top for Vidal, he meets it, oh, and it's to the back post where Cohen's run comes agonisingly late, just a fraction late from Danny Cohen. Lewis Vidal, we just saw the danger he poses, just a little dink over the top, played it to himself. Expert delivery to the back post. Cohen just that fraction too late. In the end, Olympia escaped a very, very nervy moment.
Yeah, just off, maybe hit with a little bit too much venom. You can see he wanted to put a bit of purchase on that ball though to get it past the defenders. And just a fraction late was Cohen. They almost linked up there. And just a moment of pure quality there from Vidal. That might be what it takes here to gloomy overcast old day, and a moment like that could just lighten the den up here. Put down. That could be enough for either side. Who's going to take that chance as they launch it long and put a bit of pressure on Vandermeer and head that one clear, and EG will stride over to take the throw. The big stalk Marauders forward again. Expect another long throw here to put the heat on. He launches it into the dangerous area. Holmes, one of the few people in the competition with the height to challenge the big stalk. It's an entertaining battle at set pieces when they've gone head to head. He puts it behind here for another corner. The Lions enjoy their first real spell of pressure this half. Can they craft something from it? It'll be a pretty resolute in defence so far. Dale standing over this one. And kick out the target. Massive bodies in there. He goes for the back post. Oh! The stalk got a header on it. Goes to the opposite side, and then that was poor effort in there from Dale. He's now near post. Had absolutely no one. And now Olympia will launch long. Securus and Hoy up there getting back his Jack Turner though. He's done very nicely, but only as far as Hickey, who headed it on. They're out to collect that one, and they survive here as That's the game just opening up for the first time. Kingborough go down the left, Cohen played it in, and quick return pass is played. Holmes was there to cut it out though. Now Mearns on the ball. Plays it to Griffiths. Cuts back inside to Mearns, back to Vandermeer. Very patient, and they'll go all the way back to Paradises. So good structures, good pressure from the lines. You've got to give them credit there. Shut down the options and they're forced to turnover.
Yeah, they've been good, the Lions. They've come to a bit of life, and I think it starts in midfield. Turner working both ways very, very hard. And nice little passage where they just pile on a bit of pressure on this Olympia defence. Comes from a Pierce throw for Cohen. It's robbed well by Mearns. He feeds Hoy. Drops it off in the centre to Hickey. He can switch it up, go left. Griffiths has space ahead of him. Got Turner looking to close him down. He finds Badawi, plays on his first touch to Sakiris, looks inside, nudges along to Hoy. Can get round Dale and does, plays out to left to Griffiths, looks to measure a ball into the centre. It's cut off well by the stalk, and then that sweep clear Kingborough escape. A pretty ominous looking attack there from Olympia. Moving with great haste, good little passing and in play, sharp stuff. Hoy on the ball now. He battles with Dale. Dale plays back for Palmer. Long looking for Gasparinados. Vandermeer wins down. It's won by Vidal, and he finds Gasparinados, but Gasparinados loses it. Vidal's down with that ankle injury by the looks of it. Not good news for Kingborough. Gasparinados in the meantime tries to play it forward. Cut off well by Vandermeer there for Hickey, who sidesteps Gasparinados. Plays short for Vandermeer. Into the bullseye, and he picks out Holmes. The skipper takes a stride. Through for Sakiris. The marksman goes back and is scooped over the top from the skipper. Down for Madawi. Nice use of it. Comes to Hoy. He fires a shot on target. Well saved by young Davey. In the meantime, I think Vidal will be coming back to his feet, and he still looks in a bit of a spot of other drawing.
I've been watching him for the last minute. He was looking quite ginger, but he jumped alright at that. So he'll be alright to continue there. He did look very sore, and while the play was happening in the box at the other end, he was trying a couple of times to do a job, but struggled. Now Olympia driving forward through aisles. Here's Sakiris. He turns into trouble, and it's well defended again. Very solid this back four of the Lions, and now Danny Cohen might have slipped in behind. Shot on the ball, which altered any momentum he was building. Hickey now, will he be caught on it by Turner? He very rarely robbed of the ball. Shea Hickey, even if he senses danger, is usually pretty strong over it and can turn back to his centre halves as he did there. Vandermeer goes across to Griffiths. Short passing for Olympia. Well, he's sold into a little bit of trouble there, but can't make anything happen from it. Again a turnover. This is sloppy for Olympia. Can Kingborough make the play? Surging into the box here. Oh, it was Jack Turner making a run into the box, and Vandermeer, who slid in to deny them some good centre half work again. It's been the real feature of both teams today. There's been a number of good crosses put across the area, but every time we've seen the defence back in there, I think we've got an injury. No, we're going to be all right there for Olympia.
Wooly
For a moment, like Wooly might be in a bit of trouble, but he's alright. So a chance now from the set piece for Kingborough. They'll whip this one in as Paradises comes and collects confidently. That's well done. That's what you want to see your keeper doing, relieving any pressure. He's launched a quick attack here for Gavin Hoy, who's got him behind Turner. He's got Sakiris in acres of space in the middle. Pass was sold him a little bit short, but he returns it brilliantly to Hoy, who was offside. The flag was raised, and to tell you what, that was a fair effort to stop it all after it was, but the flag went straight up. I don't know if the players were aware, but the flag was immediately up when Sakiris returned the ball to Hoy there. So another moment in attack.
Should have been a goal.
It could have, arguably should have been a goal, but once again, just that lack of quality in the final third. It's been really absent all day for both teams, and the longer we get into this one, we'll just tick to an hour now. It is looking increasingly like it just might be who can take that one moment their team gets, Nathan.
You're dead right, Drew. fascinating contest. Just a tale of missed chances as it comes along beyond the bullseye. It's there for Cohen. He loses down for Willie. Turner on it now, gives and goes. Vidal looks to have recovered from that earlier injury. Maybe not with his delivery lacking. Cut off from Vandermeer. Long for Hickey. Vidal back to slide away from Hickey. Nothing untoward in that, despite cries from the Olympia faithful in the hill here down at the den. Play goes on. Turner wins it in congestion. Does well out of traffic. It's cut off from Woolley though. Ahead of Cohen. He darts away now. Puts it out on the right. Isles should get onto this one ahead of Cuthbertson. A bit of a mismatch. Drops it off for Securis. He goes out on the right. Looks to cut it back. And it's cut off and out for a corner. As Olympia again push on. Someone, I think it's Dean Watkins who's down there.
Pierce, I think?
Or is it Damien Pearce?
Oh.
13.
Damien Pearce, who I think he had to replace his divot. Took a fair chunk out of the service here down at the den. Corner now, off the boot of Isles, it's to the front post and it's off the head of Holmes and wide to the right. Another chance goes begging for Olympia. They come up against a side, to be honest, that can match them in terms of height. Very few can in the PS4 Victory League, but Kingborough have some tall timber as well, and it's helped them thus far.
Both teams have looked likely from corners, come close on a number of occasions. Still we remain deadlocked at 0-0. Holmes beats Billy G here. To move forward, but breaking the play up, and now Turner with a quick pass. This is good movement here from Kingborough, but Billy G's robbed of it by the ever reliable Shea Hickey. He's had another fine game in midfield, breaking up the play. Vandermeer now, CD from Paradises gets things moving directly now to Madawu, who controlled well with his chest, but just backed off. And again, Olympia will patiently look to probe here. Kingborough bodies behind the ball. Their structures have been good today. Trouble a couple of times when they've committed forward, but defensively they've looked very sound, and that's not something we've been able to say about the Lions this year. So clearly something they've needed to address, and they have done so. They've come at the expense of some of their attacking play though. They've created a whole lot. But they are playing a very good Olympia side. And I think if you offer them 0-0 after 62 minutes instead of taking it, Holmes looks to get things moving with a diagonal ball, but that's easily enough cut out there by Pearce. And return to Isles, fairly subdued today. Here he is though with a step over and a cross into the area, a physical battle there between Hedge and Burns, and Hedge won the day, and back out it goes. Vandermeer will loft it forward, somehow picked out the feet of Hoy well. He played a nice little pass back to Hickey. Hickey now spreads it to the left, but that's very nicely read by Palmer. It's been a feature of their play all day. They've nipped in at the right time, they've read the play, and a substitution is being readied here by McNeil. We've got Gustafsson coming on, and we'll see who comes off for him. It's going to be Manny Securis by the looks of things, so a change of things here. Securis, he's toiled hard, but it isn't quite clicked for him today, but perhaps a big moment of the game as Neymar enters the fray.
We haven't seen this yet, Drewster. He's backed Securis in for a number of weeks. Maybe his end product's been lacking a little bit in recent times, Securis. But we haven't seen we haven't seen McNeil go for the likes of Gustafsson, Isles and Madawu as a front three. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes now with Securis on the bench. And he might have a fire in his hands to get a starting spot back if they do take opportunities late in this half.
Yeah, I don't mind the move. I think the physical approach of Securis has been pretty well marshalled by the centre half, so maybe if there is a weakness of the Lions centre backs and Hedge and Cuthbertson, they lack a little bit of pace, so maybe you play Neymar centrally and his pace can get him behind. It's not a bad tactical gamble, I don't think, from McNeil. Something had to change because if he had kept things going the way it were, they just didn't look particularly likely. They've got a corner here though, so a chance. Hoy again over it. Just informed reliably the 13th corner. Staggering numbers. yet to make anything happen from one. They've come close. And this one has a top netting, and it's going to be a 14th corner. It's come off an Olympia head, so they keep mounting here, the corners. Hoy will again whip one in, and again, just put it up around the 6-yard box, and they're causing some real headaches for the young goalie. The Canadian goes back post this time, and it's fairly harmless effort in the end from Van der May. Easily taken, so 14 corners, but really giving them two dangerous moments. There's that one cleared off the line from the home centre in the first half. A couple of headed wide, but it's been clear-cut chances. But the pressure has been building as Hickey plays it to Wadoa, did really well to keep that in, and Neymar then flicks it on to Hoy. He brings it under his spell, turns onto his right, and feeds it back to Neymar. Quick feed here, 1-2, and then the final pass was played, and it's brilliantly denied on the line. Some intricate interplay there from Olympia. It was the best moment of the game, really, in terms of passing for them. But once again, there comes that final moment, and they are denied.
Lacking the killer punch, aren't they? Hoy again with the delivery from a corner. I think this is their 15th now. Racking them up, Olympia. Going into the box, it's into the centre. It's won by Stork, down for Hickey. Just rattles one off. Comes out the back, and it's with Mearns. He can re-enter for Olympia. Cut off by Stork. Cuthbertson again, it's there for Gasparinados in the bullseye. Comes over the top, and Woolley picks it up. Tries the long bomb, but that won't threaten the Kingborough goal as Davey comes across to collect. Throws out, looking for Vidal. White shirts come from all corners. In the end, he's just smothered out on this right-hand side and tips it out. Comes down the line, and the big Bill Palmer nudges out of play, and another throw-in. Interesting to see Sekiris after coming off, walked over onto the other pitch and just stood there for a little bit. Don't know whether he was all that happy coming off the ground at this point in time with the game on the line. Comes to Neymar, he puts it in, puts it right into the box, and I think in the end, Isles just tried an acrobatic volley that he's actually volleyed onto his own arm. So a free kick and a sigh of relief here for Kingborough. They can just get it out of their defensive half for at least a moment. Pump long for Gasparinados, one in the air by Holmes. So for Turner, he's come out of the game a little bit in the last few moments. Palmer who collides with a couple. With Darwin and the ball chips along, finds Neymar who neatly puts over the top for Hoy. Comes to pick it up again, and yet again the Kingborough defender is there to see it clear, and this time it's Hedge. It's out for another corner. So it's all stopped in its tracks by a race flag on the far side. So another offside against Olympia. What are we at time-wise, Drewster? It's
68 minutes gone by.
68 minutes gone by. It's slowly getting away from Olympia. Of course, a lot riding on today for them. 3 points puts them in a commanding position at the top of the tree. It's play forward from Woolley to Isles. He used a burst of speed in place to Neymar. Comes across from him. Looking for Wadoa. Cut off from Palmer. Boy picks it up and races out on the left. Nips back for Griffiths. Down for Wadoa, and now back again for Hoy. He looks to put a flat, low cross into the box. It's cut off by the Kingborough defence, and now they're away with Watkins. He beats one in Mearns, beats a second in Hickey. Oh, look at this burst of speed from Watkins. Looks to get through on, and in the end he's cut off. And it's a second slice of cheese, and a resulting red card. I think it was Hickey, or was it Woolley? Woolley. So, taking his time to get off.
He realised he's been sent off.
He doesn't realise he's being sent off at all here. He's going to take his place. He might be just having a long march around. Strange way to come off the pitch, if I'm honest, from behind the goal. he might just watch this set piece from there. So Woolley off the pitch, extra drama in this one, Drewster. It was a definite foul, and yet again we see the danger of Watkins. He beat 2 or 3, was going to beat Woolley, and Woolley pretty much resorted to fouling him to screech that one to a halt, and we've got Cohen here with a dangerous set piece. We'll talk about that incident following it.
Come on, Olympia!
Cohen. It's a fairly tame effort. Paradise has never really looked worried on his line. Sails over the top and out for a goal kick. So yeah, Drewster, what's that do for this ball game? Dean Watkins pretty well made that red card happen just through his turn of pace. No one could keep up with him, and I think it was a yellow card challenge, and therefore he has to go.
It's a really tough one on Woolley because he's just kind of held his ground, but did block his path somewhat, and Watkins knew exactly what he was doing. He was clever, he drew the contact, and that could just turn this game on its head because really, to be honest, aside from one small period, it's been all one-way traffic this half. Olympia have dominated, they've hemmed them in since Neymar's come on. He and Hoy have linked up spectacularly. They've looked really good together, they've created plenty, they've had lots of corners, they've controlled the contest. With 10 men, will they be able to do that? It's going to be tough. Credit to the Lions, they've hung in there, they've repelled, they've had to deal with a lot of corners, a lot of crosses. The centre-backs have held out well so far, and now, with Olympia down to 10 men, can they seize their chance? It hasn't changed anything immediately. It's still Olympia on the attack here, but might just leave them a little more susceptible on the counter as Hickey steps forward here and he plays one in the air and they're getting down very low to end that one. Hedge, and he's going to have to get across to deal with the threat of Griffiths here. Just put himself in a little bit of trouble now. Folkestone Neymar in the box. His quick feet tilts and turn inside the stalk, but his long legs got there. Now they look to counter with the pace of Cohen up top. Jack Turner's done well to win that ball, and he might set. Surely should have done better. You can see what he's trying to do there. It's a task we can't put it out ahead of him. He just got it long and built it out of play. So 0-0 and it's Olympia still controlling proceedings with 10 men, but they're going to be certainly more vulnerable now, especially if that man Watkins can be able to go a bit more. Blistering run. Good fight him to stop him. That's some nice work there. Losing his feet at the wrong time there. Pierce, and now Turner looks a long one in behind, and this is dangerous. They've got numbers in the box. Can he pick someone out? He goes near post, and Paradisus is all over that one. It wasn't his best one there. A couple to pick out in the box, and just couldn't find them. Pressure relief now. Hickey looks to get it moving quickly. He's spied with Darwood, so he could get in behind Palmer. He couldn't though, and was headed back by Vidal. Now they'll again launch it long. You can see what their plan is, Kingborough. They're just going to sit back, absorb, play deep. They're backing themselves to deal with these crosses, and then they're just going to launch it long down the line. Back their pace to get in behind here. With the fullback sent off. They might just fancy themselves on the counter. It looks like Mearns has just slid across to this right back position for the time being.
Just dropping back when it suits.
You got him dropping back there. No, I think Cohen might find himself with a bit of space out there on that left-hand side. It's something you can see. He's got a lot of room there at the moment. Gavin Hoy with the throw. Olympia haven't really changed too much in the way they're setting up since going down to 10 men. I haven't seen any movement on the bench that would suggest a sub. Hoy just ball on a string here, then cuts it inside to Neymar, lays it back for Isles, looking for Vidal, but again repelled. Rinse and repeat. They dealt with the crosses pretty well. Hickey whips another one in, and Hedge was there to deal with the threat of Neymar, and they're going behind for a goal kick, and they're just not looking likely from crosses. I think they're really playing into Kingborough's hands every time they play a cross in, because Hedge and the big stalk have dealt with it very well. The best moments have been when we've seen Hoy and Neymar with those neat little passing plays, the intricate build-up. They need more of that. It's going to be tougher with 10 men, obviously, but I think Kingborough will say, keep whipping those crosses into the area all day long, and we don't particularly care as Hodge owns it, wins ahead of there, and now Neymar's in behind with pace, but again getting across with the big stalk, and the fair play for IB. It's all that, and got the boot to the face there. So a fair case there. He quickly races across, he wants to take the corner while they're still disorganised, and he'll be forced away.
You will indeed. I agree with you, Drewster. High balls plays into the height of Kingborough as it comes into the front post. Yet another tame one. Out for Neymar though. What can he do? He drops it off for Hoy, who just lofts one over the top and should bounce out. Throwing in the finish, far side, and it's Pearce who's likely to bring this one in. 75 minutes gone, so time just getting away from Olympia a little bit. The result today means a fair bit more for their position than Kingborough's, but having said that, if Kingborough were to snatch all 3 points, they come to the fold a little bit. As everyone is just closing in. There's not that runaway pack that there was, or looked like being anyway. It's a very tight league this year. As Davey will bring this one back into play. He's done alright, the youngster. Guarding goal for Kingborough. He hasn't had too many he's had to do with because his defence in front's been superb. It's driven long, looking for Dale there. It's won by Turner in the finish. Trademark little flick on by Hickey. It's Hoy who lofts one over the top and calls for Mearns to run, and he does. Drops it off for Neymar, has a shot, and is wide to the right. Another opportunity for Olympia. The weight of numbers is quite damning for Kingborough, but as you said, Drewster, they're just happy to absorb, and then pump long and hope for their pace to exploit maybe a lack of pace for the Olympia defence, especially with one man down. Along from Davey, it's not his best goal kick. It's won by Hickey in midfield. Therefore with Dowie, 1-2s with Hoy. Fires off a shot. It's off the back of Palmer and out for another corner. They've had some serious corners. We're up to 17. I reckon they'll notch into 20 before the game's out.
Yeah, they're bouncing up. They haven't really looked too threatening from their last few. The first half, they were threatening a little bit more when they were playing into the 6-yard box. The young keeper, Davey, really being put under the pump. And they do that again. So they put it centrally again. That's when they look best, but again, pretty well repelled. Coming together on the edge of the area. Foul against Griffiths in the end, so we'll leave the danger. 77 minutes tick by. They've really absorbed a lot in this half. It's been one-way traffic for the majority of the half. First half they had a little bit more of it, but as the game's went on, Olympia have really gained control of the midfield. Even with 10 men, they've not looked too troubled. They've still controlled proceedings here. One shot on target game for the Lions. Of course, they had one brilliant chance which was off target and down in the first half. But apart from that cross that went to the back post that Cohen didn't quite get at, I can't really remember many moments of quality for the Lions in the second half. To hem them in now. Pressing up. Don't like that this half. Wins it down. Turner looking to get forward. He was there. Billy G. Turner looking to receive second towel. Bounced off the cup. Some cross for handball. Play on though. Here's Vidal crossing into a dangerous area. But Van der May, who has not put a foot wrong today, was there. Didn't do as much as his opposite numbers at the other end, the centre half. What he's dealt with is long. He's Pearce now with some time. Forwards it to Dale, but he's dispossessed, but he's going to spill for it. He'll drive one under Holmes. A big figure stands in the way of that one. Down in between him and the goal. He blocks that. Now Neymar's in behind. Here we go, some pace. This is looking dangerous. Into the box. He cuts it back for Hoy, who's put it wide in the post again. Well, I don't know how it remains at 0-0. They've survived an onslaught. And again, the best chances, the clear-cut chances have come when they've been sucked upfield and the pace has got him behind. Neymar just burning him down the right. Latawu stretching up the back post, which allowed the space for Hoy. But once again, a chance goes begging. And it's been a bit of a problem with Olympia's play, perhaps over the last month, where they've controlled matches but haven't necessarily had that cutting edge. Now, could they really be made to pay? By a run from Cullen, they couldn't. Was alert to the dangerous Paradises. He's really been good off his line all day. As Olympia will look to build again. Hickey's just nicked off him there though. Can the Lions build something? They've got a couple of away for that's just going to float in the hands of Paradise. It's awfully wasteful that. They've not had nearly enough of the ball to be able to waste opportunities like that. Griffiths on the ball now. He's wobbling it. Just breaking down at the back here, and the crowd for the first time really coming to life, urging their troopers on. Vidal wins a corner. What corner number is that one for the Lions? They're fifth, so pales in comparison. It's their first one in a while, and Watkins, can he make something happen? We've ticked past 80 minutes now into the final 10 minutes of this game. Is there a sucker punch to be had? It's been all one-way traffic, but they've not taken advantage of it. They've left themselves open. So just seeing the Lions nick this one here, and Watkins stands over his Paradise. Just a bit of training there from Billy G. They coded with a post routine there. It's a different one. The refs has taken it again. A bit too much push and shove in there. He rolled it near post and had two men running there. Interesting approach. It's Watkins again. Trying to make a little bit of noise here. Looking out at target. He plays into the dangerous area. Paradise is cleared off the line by Isles. Oh, so very nearly won. Neil, the big stalk won the header. Young Isles getting back. Well, he missed a golden chance at the other end. Oh dear, misjudging this one. And Neymar's now in. It was Palmer who's misjudged it, but he has absolutely atoned for that mistake. Recovers and puts it out of play. And suddenly, it's all happening here at the Den, Damien.
Action at both ends. Turner's on the ball now. He plays for Gasparinados. So the Lions have come to life a little bit. A mistake there from Gasparinados lets in Vandermeer, but he gives it straight back. Looks to switch it up. What a ball from Gasparinados. Picks up Cohen at the edge of the box. He delivers in for Vidal. It's off his back. It's still live. Gasparinados fires and it's wide to the right. The Lions are coming late here at the Lions Den Logwood Park. We're into the 82nd, and tell you what, it's game on. Olympia have left the door ajar, and the Lions aren't just hoping to take 1 point, they're going for all three late in this one. Watkins on the ball now, plays for Turner, tries to thread the needle, doesn't come off, it's cut off by Mearns, and there for Palmer. It's been pretty good, looks to switch it up, can't, it's cut off by Isles, down for Vandermeer, who feeds Hickey in a bit of space. He uses it, tries to measure a ball, doesn't come off, it's the stalk. He dances by one, plays for Watkins, loses it. Maybe a little too casual, it's Holmes now, who feeds ahead of Vidal, he'll pick it up from the byline, crosses back. And Hedges there to just see it out, and out for another corner. So yet another corner for Olympia, and it looks like they're going to make a change. The lettuce farmer to come on. He'll bring plenty into this contest. Be interesting to see who makes way. Looks like Warren Darwood will come off. With Darwood was bright early, Drew, so he's gone out of the game a little bit. A lot of the action's gone on the opposite flank then. But he see what the lettuce farmer can do later on in the piece. Fresh legs. Of course, Olympia would almost be prepared to throw the kitchen sink at this to go for all 3 points because they know what it means for them. Corner from the right now. Meredith having immediate impact. He's buzzing around as Isles delivers in. It's off the head of Vidal at front post. It comes for Hoy. He gets by one, drops the shoulder, plays across to the left. Oh, it's Mearns who loses his footing as he looks to play a pass. Kingborough capitalise. See it clear. Out for a throw in. It's Griffiths. Beyond halfway, throws in. It's down for Mearns. He looks to backheel it through. He does in the finish to Griffiths. There for Hickey with a bit of trickery. He's muscled off it in the finish by Palmer, who does his best to block it with his back. Dinked over the top by Hickey. It's there for Neymar. He sweeps across, but he's offside, I think, anyway. So Davey picks it up at his front post, and they can steady the ship here, Lions. They don't have to do anything silly. A point's really good for Kingborough. It's a good result for Kingborough. If they get all three, by all means, it's an outstanding result. But I think you're taking point up against the latter leaders at this point in time when your Kingborough Lions coming off the back of a rather embarrassing outing, I guess, in the Lucas Urbeck Cup. Throwing down for Olympia and it's Griffiths to bring it in.
Yes, been a good response, at least defensively. They have been rather hemmed in, but they've stood up at the back, and it's not something they've done a lot. It's a bursting run now, charging through is the dangerous Watkins. Cohen now in a little bit of space. Oh, brilliantly blocked by Vandermeer. Off for the first time. Might fall for Turner though, but Isles then blocking. Good shot blocking from Olympia. And that was probably about the third time today, I think, that Vandermeer has just slid in with a full body and blocked the shot. He's been a real figure of strength at the back there as the ball goes down and play. And Hoy will leave it for Burns, who then leaves it for Isles. We've ticked by 85 minutes. It's getting late in this contest. Turner was a little bit soft on it. Might just allow Hickey in here. He brings it under control, but his pass was erratic. Did take a deflection, I think. Goes out of play, so Olympia can continue to surge, continue to press late. Here's Griffiths. He's getting increasingly into attacking positions as they chase this game. He cuts back onto his left, but that was ill-advised as the Lions able to repel it now. Billy G here on the right-hand side, just calm, turns back and then turns into all sorts of trouble. He's a bit too casual there. He ended up turning into a host of white shirts. He gets back and defends. Here, Griffiths fakes a couple of crosses, didn't have an opening, so he goes back to Hickey. Hickey to Hoy, who's dealt with. Not found though, according to the referee, and Kingborough surged for it. Holmes slid in nicely. He's won the ball back for his side. Hoy again dealt with by Turner, and finally the referee does bring it back, and then just a little bit after there. There's some nastiness out there on the pitch at the moment. It's been a pretty hostile game. There's not a lot of tempo, but a lot of that has been down to the constant fouling we've seen out there. And it's starting to boil over here in the 87th minute. Burns will just take a good set piece. We'll take the free kick, but first the referee just wants to consult with his linesman here, just about what he might have seen. There's quite a bit going on off the ball. As the bodies drop back for the Lions. The players are pretty keen to get on with it here, but for him just see it. He's given a foul here, a yellow card. I'm not sure he gave it to in the end. I think it's Watkins who's got it. Just going to flash the yellow, so Watkins into the book. 87 minutes of tick by. This could be one of the last few chances Olympia gets. And they finally seize one. All their dominance, they've been unable to score. They've had a heap of clear-cut chances, though they've certainly had enough. They've had a few that really shouldn't be scoring. Again, the solid Hickey who fails to beat the man at the front there. Beat the first man. He's not happy with himself. He thrusts the ball into the turf. Griffiths now goes directly. Just let us farm roll the ball there. He plays it in looking for Hoy, and then he goes back in after it. But Kingborough again scrap their way out of it, and Pearce will just put it into touch. Griffiths with the throw, goes into the box, and once again, it's Dale. It's everyone getting back here. Just sitting back in numbers. I think they're quite happy to sit at 0-0. The Lions, they're playing quite defensively today. And credit to them, they've held out. As you said earlier in the call, Damien, they've not had a clean sheet all season, so this would mean a lot to them. But Meredith still has time to keep that record intact, and they have won yet another corner. 19, is it?
19 corners. Ludicrous. Nothing from them so far. All the big bodies pile in there. It's not quite, but it's verging on last chance saloon here. It comes in, the front post, Davey swats at it, and then Hedge heaves clear and out for another one. So that's 20 corners, Olympia. Very nervous bench, the Olympia Warriors bench at the moment. Same to Kingborough, but slightly different. There's Hoy to deliver in from the left. Goes short, finds Meredith in a bit of space. He fakes one way, goes another. It's blocked by Hedge, and they're away now, Kingborough. Turner just turns it forward. Looking for Watkins to run. I don't think he was on the same wavelength. Paradises picks it up outside his box. Plays forward. It's Pearce who wins it. Nudges out nicely. Finds Cullen, and it's back to Gasparinados who switches up. Nice bit of work. Finds Vidal. Drops back to Palmer, receives it back from him. And then Turner plays well through to Watkins. What can he do? He's inside of Griffiths, plays into the box, comes off Hickey for Vidal, and he tries a shot. It's high over the bar. Not a bad effort from Vidal. Nice bit of work from the Lions to catch the Warriors on a break down this right-hand flank. Really the time of the enemy at the moment for Olympia. 0-0 here, down at the Den, not long to go.
Yeah, we've ticked into stoppage time now, and you wouldn't think there'd be a lot of it. 2 minutes perhaps. The Warriors surge forward again. The 10 men of the Warriors, we should say, of course. Woolley sent off for a second yellow. The second half hasn't really changed anything in the match. It's all one-way traffic. As Hoy surging forward, he goes to the deck and he's drawn the free kick. So here is an opportunity for the Warriors in a very dangerous area. One last chance perhaps to finally get the breakthrough. Their dominance is surely deserved. You can give all the credit in the world for the Lions back four, but they've done a tremendous job. But they have just parked the bus and been outplayed all day, 20 corners. And even with the stout defensive work, there's been 3 or 4 chances from Olympia where you just shook your head and go, how have they not scored there? There's been a few in that attacking third been guilty of glaring misses. That'd all be forgotten if Hoy would curl this one into the top corner though. What can he do? He looks to do just that. Straight at Davey, and the young fella clutches it to his chest and knows now they're moments away from a very hard-earned point. I don't know what he's done there. The short throw was not the option. He's played his team back into trouble. Holmes goes sliding in and he's fouled him. That might be a slice of cheese as well against Alex Holmes. And a bit of push and shove to end the day. Well, he can have too many complaints there. So it'll be a free kick to the Lions and then just punt along, you'd imagine. That would just about be the end of the game. 92 minutes tick by. I don't know if the ref can find much more than that in stoppages. It's been an ugly, ugly game. Kingborough will be happy. They've got what they wanted, I think. They were happy to sit back, absorb, and if they could take one of their chances on the break, so be it. They've been unable to do so until now, perhaps. What a sucker punch that would have been. And a couple of pushes, and the ref, I think, might be well served just bringing an end to this. Tempers boiling over out there. And a slice of cheese for what was a fairly unnecessary push by Watkins.
He mustn't have got the other eye.
So he was pushed to start with, and I think he's saying that, well, wasn't there a yellow against me? This one is lofted forward again. Here's Griffiths charging forward. He makes something happen. Here's the lettuce farmer. Maybe the late inspiration. Oh, almost. Now it's going to be Isles. Couldn't really manufacture anything. Still we play. Hickey. He plays one final ball into the box and bursting through. Boy, but it's repelled. Oh, they're just going to hang on, I think. Or are they? It falls again. Madness in the box. Cuts it back. Here's Burns. Will a fall for Neymar. Screams for handball. No, says the referee. Oh, it looked a good shout to me. We're a long way away, but it looked pretty convincing. Anyway, the ref says no. She's going to start 0-0. I think they're going to hold out. Still to go. Well, they're going to win 3.5 minutes of other time. Damien. Surely we're not far away from the whistle madness at the end here.
What on earth? I don't know how they've sustained that pressure and somehow come out near low. Well, it looks like it's headed that way. Anything could happen. Olympia will have every right to come out of this feeling pretty hard done by, but they haven't taken their chances. It's as simple as that. Driven along from Dale, off Gaspanados, it's there from Meredith, he turns it well, it's down from Neymar to Hoy. Chips over the top and calls for Neymar to run. He's got Hedge marking him. Sticks close, Turner comes in to provide support, should cut off this run from Meredith. Doves comes across, they clatter in, and then Hedge helps it out for a throw-in. You've got to think, surely this one's done. There's a throw-in, it comes back to Griffiths, and out to Hickey. He puts a ball into the front post, Davey collects. And that's full time here, down at the Den. 0-0. Olympia FC Warriors miss a glorious chance to go 7 points clear at the top of the table. And Kingborough collect a valuable point up against the ladder leaders. in general play, they were second best by a long shot, but they were determined, dogged in defence, and in the end, they've held out Olympia FC Warriors, who again have to have question marks over their cutting edge.
Yeah, credit to the Lions for their defensive work. They were bodies on the line, it was backs to the wall for nearly all of that second half, save for a couple of minutes. They were absolutely hemmed in, 20 corners, a staggering amount, but they could not find a way through, and credit to the Lions, they would not yield. But you've got to say the finishing was not good enough for Olympia. They had 4 or 5 glorious opportunities that they just butchered. They should have put this game to bed long ago. It was an entertaining final 10 or 15 minutes. Before that, she was a pretty dour affair here at the Den, pretty ugly football. It was a bad finish, but at the end of the day, Olympia simply unable to take the chances. So they'll go 5 points clear. It's still a handicap, but I'm sure they'll go to bed tonight thinking what could have been. They really should be 7 points clear. I think we saw a bit of a golfing class today, but they couldn't break them down. And they set out their stall to defend. They set out their stall to hit them on the counter. They had a couple of moments. If Dow had buried his chance in the first half, one of those almost moments they had to attack, had it gone in, then you'd be saying it was a genius game plan to sit back and invite all that pressure and hit them on the break. But their finishing was, as Olympia's was all day, just not good enough. So we end here a pretty down 0-0 game. Olympia were feeling pretty aggrieved, but as you said a little earlier, Damien, they've only got themselves to blame.
They do, they do. They've had 2 opportunities in 2 weeks to, extend that gap on top of the table. They haven't been able to take the chance, but they did get a little bit of an extension this week with an extra point. But geez, it just all tightens it up back in the top. Zebras are well and truly back in the fold now, and they're only a point adrift of South Hobart. So it really shapes up for another exciting round next week. I think we've got Rangers up against South Hobart, so the good games just keep on coming. And Olympia, I think what they found out today and what South Hobart found out yesterday is if you're just a little bit off, just about anyone can beat you on their day, or in this case, take a point from you. Tough trip down to the Den for the Warriors. They weren't able to take the 7-point advantage they were looking for, but they do take a point. A dogged display from Kingborough, and they'll gleefully take a point, I imagine. And that brings a close to round 11 of the PS4 Victory League. We'll be back with more action next weekend. Do join us. All your news and information, head to sliceofcheese.net. Bye for now.